How to communicate effectively using CIA or conscious information analysis. CIA is about becoming conscious, becoming aware of the information that the stimuli contains, and using that information to create a better response. Usually when we communicate, we don't communicate with our mouth, but we communicate with our brain. Years back, I was a communicate English trainer. So I was teaching in my classrooms, and when I was teaching, I heard a knock on the door. So I opened it, and it was the peon. I asked him what it was, and he said that I wanted to be at the office immediately. As I was teaching, I told him, okay, I would be back soon. I was teaching right now, and I closed the door and then began to teach. A few minutes later, there was a knock again. I opened the door, and there was the peon. I told him that I would be back soon, and again, without listening to him, I closed the door and started teaching. I was teaching how to communicate effectively, how to use the communication tips to have a win-win conversation, right? And so I was teaching, and then I heard the knock again for the third time. Now I lost my control, I lost my temper, and I opened the door, and I saw the man, the peon, standing in front of me, and I shouted at him. And the moment I shouted, and I realized, oh my God, what did I just do? I was teaching them how to communicate effectively, but my actions weren't in alignment with my words. I was teaching something and I was doing something else. And it took me years to really understand, why I did the way I did. We have two kinds of systems in our brain. One is an automatic system. It runs unconsciously. And another one is a conscious system, runs consciously. It needs to have, some kind of mental effort to run your conscious system. But your unconscious system, otherwise your automatic system, doesn't need any effort. It runs in autopilot. So I was actually using my automatic system when I was talking to the peon. I was not reading the information. I was simply reacting to the message based on the filters I received in my automatic system, as I grew up. So we all have this automatic system. When we learn something new, it becomes a part of our automatic system. Therefore, we don't have to learn it again. We don't have to panic. We don't have to worry about it because we have already learned it. All we have to do is we have to filter it and then, just function automatically. So it becomes so easier. For example, imagine the first time you were riding your bicycle. It was difficult, you didn't get the balance, but as you practiced more and more, you began to learn and you began to have a balance. Now, that learning becomes a part of your automatic system. So it's quite easier now because you don't have to take any effort. You can just, jump on the cycle and ride it. It doesn't take much effort because your automatic system controls that. So now you are unconsciously controlled by your automatic system. But our conscious system needs a lot of effort. Now suppose I ask you, what's 358 into 400? Now that you need a lot of time. Even sometimes you avoid it because that needs a lot of effort. You have to use your mental effort to find out the answer. Because that answer is not part of your automatic system. If I were to ask you, 4 into 4 or 2 into 2, you might give the right answer because that answer is already a part of your automatic system. So most of the times when we interact with this world, we use our unconscious mind. We use our automatic system to deal with, to learn, to define the world, to automatically control it. So this is the same thing that happened to me when I was taking the class. The peon came and I opened the door. I saw him there, and I closed the door. I avoided him. I didn't read the message. I didn't, think about what he wanted to say. I didn't, listen to him because, I was using my automatic system. To me, he was an interruption. He was a nuisance because he interrupted my class. And that is how my automatic system interrupted the message. If I had taken one step back and then tried to listen to him, what he needed to say, and try to, just decode the message that he was trying to say, I would have behaved differently. But I didn't, because I wasn't willing to listen and read the actual information. But with the CIA, with the conscious information analysis, we can read the message, we can decode the message and read it. Because with the CIA, we are using our conscious system to decode the message.